Hello everybody, Edward76. Today we're going to talk about being open and being honest. First, let's start being open and honest with ourselves. Do we have insecurities? Are we afraid to tell people how we feel? Are we afraid to tell it like it is? Hey, are we afraid to really say what we mean and mean what we say? Now, if you answer yes to any of this, then we've got a little work to do. And I think everybody has a little work to do. Nobody's is beyond uh, from being perfect. We're all striving to become the best we can be, and that's why we're all here. And it starts with being open and being honest. And you ask myself, or you ask me why, Ed? Why do we have to be open and honest? Well, I mean, if we're always lying to ourselves, then we're masking stuff in our lives. We're covering up for mistakes in our lives, covering up for our flaws, and we'll never learn and grow from them if we don't start taking an open and honest approach to it. So that starts with being honest with yourself and open with yourself. Say, hey, allow yourself to realize, hey, I may not be the perfect person, but hey, I'm comfortable with that, and I'm going to try to make myself better. And by doing that is being open and honest with each other and with doing things in your lives, and by not misrepresenting yourself as being something greater or something other than what you truly are. So you just gotta be frank with people. No, not be with Frank, but be be straight to the point, which what I'm trying to say. So and that's what we need to have in our lives. Everybody does, because the more and more we go around, trying to pretend to be other people, trying to sound more intelligent than what we really are. I mean, people will see right through that. Some people won't, but most people will, and they'll be like, "Man, this guy is, or this woman, or this person, this kid is, like, yeah," and it is. And we need to get away from that, because what it comes down to, it gets back to being feeling judged, and that's what we're trying to alleviate the concerns of everybody here. Uh, don't feel like you're being judged. I know that's everyone's main fear, of being pointed at, being made fun of, or being labeled something, or people may not agree with you, or people may think you're wacko or nuts, and we got to work on our own insecurities, and that's pretty much the root of why we're not really open and honest with each other, because we're afraid of all the things I just mentioned, and that's what we all need to work on. Everybody in the world needs to work on being open and honest. You may think you're open and honest, but I mean, to a certain extent, we're probably, some people are open and honest, but then with other people they're not. Well, why is that? Well, it's pretty much for the same reasons why what I just mentioned, because we're afraid that people can't handle what we say, and we're afraid of the backlash of the emotional abuse or the physical abuse we may receive from these people. And we need to take it one step at a time, and first get that out of our system. We need to throw that, like Howard Jones. If we threw it all away, things can only get better, and that is so true. That is very true, and we need to throw everything away. Just throw all our baggage away, all of our insecurities. Just throw it out the door. We don't need it. Don't hang on to it. And once we start doing that, we start that process, things will get better. And that's part of starting to be open and honest with yourselves. We all know the flaws within ourselves. And once we start working with these flaws within ourselves, we can start becoming more open and honest with ourselves. So that's one part. Part of being honest. We need to be more honest with everybody that we come in contact with, and that's with dialogue. And this is very important. We don't see enough of that today. We don't see enough honesty between people because, like I said, it goes back to what I said earlier. We're afraid of being we have fear of being judged, being criticized, and labeled. And once we get past that fear within each of us, then we can start expressing ourselves more openly, and regardless of what people may say, what people may say against us, or may label us as crackpots, or hey, you know you're a freak, or you're crazy for thinking that way. I mean, we won't have that insecurity there anymore to have us to shy away. We just stand our ground as, hey, we come from an understanding point of view. So, hey, that's all right. You may not agree, or you may think that I'm coming from way out of left field, but once we start, that won't matter. All that will fly out the door, and as soon as we let go and we throw everything away, once we get away from our own personal insecurities, what other people may say to us will not affect us as it once has. I'm not saying that we'll all go away overnight. With some people, it may. With other people, you may have to keep working on it with your insecurity. That's another part of something we call emotional clearing or emotional baggage, and that's probably another discussion to be had in itself. But like I said, back to one of my original videos, that everything is connected, and you'll see many topics spring up from within each other. And so life is a miracle that way. Things are always interwoven and whatnot, and you'll start seeing that once you start paying more attention to yourself in life and to each other in life. You'll start seeing that more and more happen in your life, and some of you already may see that. So, but I digress. Let's get back here on talking about being open and being honest, and start wrapping things up here a little bit. With being open and being honest, once we start taking the hard looks at ourselves and start learning to express ourselves the best way we know how, then without fear of being labeled or judged, then we'll be living like I said, our own in our authentic selves. And some people may not be able to handle that, and that's all right. That's where they're at, and we have to have the understanding. Hey, maybe they still working on some stuff, but by no means that we just shut up and stop speaking our truths. We don't have to rub our truths, or our being open, or us being honest in people's face. There's no need for that, and that's something that's uncalled for, but that does unfortunately happen in the world today, and that's part of the growing process, the learning process, and we all go through various stages in our lives of something like this, whether it be with this or with something else, or it could be with anything, and that's just, I don't know if it's natural or not, but that's just, I guess, it's a part of life learning experience. But bottom line, people, everybody listening to this, young and old, start being honest with yourself, and by doing that, start being honest with each other. We'll see great changes, not only in your personal lives, but in your family lives, and your daily lives, and your working lives, and whatever you do. And then as that starts to spread and grow, we'll see many changes in the world. I mean, right before our eyes, and it's so important. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, which actually, to tell you the truth, I guess I am preaching. But I hope I'm not preaching to choir, but I want to be saying this because it's something that I feel deep inside of me. We all need to be honest with each other, and with fear of being judged, or any fear of being any reprisals against us. And once we get away from those fears and our insecurities, and becoming more open with ourselves and honest with ourselves and each other, the world will be vastly different than what we see today, and it'll be so much better, and so much opportunity will start to arise from that. And I really want to see that in everybody's lives. Now, you know, hopefully I've shed some light on the topic, and I wish you all the very best in whenever you do in your lives. And just remember, just be open and honest in everything that you do and with people you come across, because it will just go that much. It will really, you'll really see a difference in your life. And I thank you. And until next time, this is Edward 76.